And there are multiple groups here, there are multiple languages here, of which I am a visitor. I am from Ohlone territory. The Ohlone territory is from San Francisco down to Monterey Bay. I identify as a California Native woman, and my mother and my grandmother believe that when song, ceremony, and dancing stops, so does the earth. So by honoring and acknowledging my Indigenous protocol, I want to offer a song to you. This is Kanyon's grandmother's song. We honor our grandmothers, their grandmothers, and all Mother Earth, for without them and without her we would not be here. We share this time and space together for a reason, so it's with that gratitude, that humility, that present-mindedness that I offer this song to this space tonight.
Hey.
And I do have some Chumash roots that I'm still learning, but California native.
Oh.
The Indigenous method, when it comes to efforts and energies of reconnecting to our Indigenous pedagogies and methodologies, the first step, quite similarly to how you ask for a cup of sugar from your neighbor. Do you walk right in and take it? Or do you follow an etiquette of doing something? Knocking on the door. Well, Indigenous peoples have always been doing that. Indigenous peoples have been knocking on the door by acknowledging Indigenous protocol. When we are not on the territory of our ancestors, we respectfully and humbly go to the edges and ask permission to visit our neighbors. In California, there are in excess of 250 languages. In our Bay Area region, Ohlone territory, there are 8. So how do you think we all got along? Do you think we wandered around and say, speak my language? Or did we come humbly and interact with respect and integrity? Bringing the Indigenous method into our mainstream society is so very important because it is restorative justice, it's regenerative farming, it's true consultation, it's true resolution building, and it's true intercommunal and collaborative energy creation opportunities. So I've been doing this all my life, but I have not been operating in today's corporate America. I am now celebrating August, September, October, my second full month, starting on our 3rd month of existence of becoming a consultation LLC. So it's Kanyon Konsulting, both with K's, of which my little website was up. It's all good. And so Kanyon Konsulting LLC is a consultation firm where we remind people that Indigenous peoples exist, and it's through those Indigenous wisdoms that we can solve the problems of today. And it's so very important because, la la la. So it's applicable everywhere. Oh my gosh, gravity. It's applicable everywhere. So I was at the Global Climate Action Summit, and I was reminding them that carbon trading is not the answer, because that's just spreading wealth around. And it's not really solving the pollution. It's not really solving the gentrification of our neighborhoods. It's not really solving anything. So where do we get that knowledge? Well, other countries have been acknowledging Indigenous peoples and Indigenous practices. Australia, welcome to country. New Zealand, they're doing the haka, and they're engaging the community in language revitalization, cultural revitalization. In Canada, First Nation peoples are so strong and so sovereign. Here in America, we are in denial. We are in denial because we are lying to our students. Most college students get like this heart attack when they take Native studies. They're like, I've been lied to. I've been lied to in 4th grade with the mission curriculum. I've been lied to in high school about the US history. And now in college, now that I'm passionate enough to take a Native, So, hit me up, have a conversation with me, and we can talk about the future.
Yeah.
I'll take the questions. I spent like all day practicing a pitch that just went out the window.
And a PowerPoint for a whole other project.
So I'll squeeze in a couple of quick things. We took this philosophy and have already applied it to Golden Gate National Recreation Parks, East Bay Regional Parks, working with Santa Cruz Unified Schools. The goal is to bring that into more private sector, corporate environments to increase that awareness. There's really no business model behind it, though. That's where the mentorship of you guys really comes into play. So.
Woo. Yeah.
So, questions? Yes.
Yeah, so that was beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. Coming from a background of building brands, I think we're in this new era where honesty and authenticity are so important, but you can't call yourself an authentic brand without showing that honesty and practicing that honesty. I know you mentioned you don't have a real strategy, but can you give me a few foundational building blocks about what makes this so important and how you would integrate this with some of your partners?
My mother taught me when I'm going to go harvest plants, I'm going to do it in the right way. So if I do it in the right way, I offer a prayer, an acknowledgement, even a pinch of tobacco by thinking that life lived and the gift that it gives. I'm an omnivore, so I eat meat and plants. I need to take a life to sustain my own, of which I'm going to care about that life and where it goes. I'm also responsible for it. So as I harvest it, I'm going to make sure I don't harvest too much. I'm going to make sure what's going into it is cared for and respected. I'm going to humble myself in that action, so I'm not just going to extract and negate and be negligent of that life system that I just devastated. So I'm going to have a reciprocal relationship with it, of which you can apply in agricultural systems with regenerative farming. You can teach the youth, instead of slapping the hand and telling them no, you tell them that that's a life. And when they are responsible for that life, they're going to care about how they make a decision. And at any point, whenever I engage with students, they're going to be in a position of power where their influence and their decision will affect more than their own selves or their own community or their environment. And they need to make a decision that will be comprehensive and understandable, that it will impact the next 7 generations. And it's so very important that we don't just focus on the next dollar, the next year, the next 10-year plan. We need to focus on the next 7 generations, because we are trying to be good ancestors in training, and we want to make sure that the future is a sustainable model, of which we need to honor the past to shape the future. So decolonization workshops, Indigenous insight intensives, consultation opportunities, Indigenous employment opportunities, networking opportunities, small business model, referral programs. Do you want to support businesses that support your Indigenous practices and your core values? It can go anywhere.
Whoop. I get the first 5 high five. Good job.